Some news has emerged in the ongoing Samsung Galaxy Fold saga. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, this channel or Unbox Therapy, you know that I've been one of the early few testers, reviewers that has my hands on the Galaxy Fold. In fact, I have my main SIM card in this Galaxy Fold right now. So I've been having various experiences with it, getting to know it. It's a totally new form factor. It's a totally new type of device. It's hard to even call it a smartphone having used it. But as you have probably seen, there have been some experiences with this device that are far from what people would expect, far from certain people's expectations in the reviewer segment category. So some people have problems, right? We talked about it. Some individuals peeled the screen protector off, or the thing that looks like a screen protector, which is supposedly part of the screen, and then they had problems. Other people claimed that they didn't do anything to their device and it just messed up. Then Samsung came out to put out the official statement, the original statement, which was like, hey, full steam ahead. These people had problems, but we're still going to release the device and we're going to inspect the ones that were problematic. That was the official line prior to today. Now, today, everything has changed, which is the reason for this update right here. There is an official statement from Samsung and an official delay of launch. That's right. That's the important takeaway here. If you were an individual who pre-ordered this device, or were planning on pre-ordering it, or were planning on purchasing it at the release date, which was what, the 26th, Will, was it?
Yep.
It was the 26th originally. So, I mean, that's just a few days away. So things started to get kind of weird during two, or what would be two, separate events in China that were canceled. I believe one was in Shanghai. I think one was in Hong Kong. Shanghai, Hong Kong. Anyway, those two events were canceled, and people started to talk like, hey, man, maybe there's more to this story. Maybe Samsung is taking their foot off the gas. And then today, it became official in the form of this statement right here. We recently unveiled a completely new mobile category, a smartphone using multiple new technologies and materials to create a display that is flexible enough to fold. We are encouraged by the excitement around the Galaxy Fold. While many reviewers shared with us the vast potential they see, some also showed us how the device needs further improvements that could ensure the best possible user experience. To fully evaluate this feedback and run further internal tests, we've decided to delay the release of the Galaxy Fold. We plan to announce the release date in the coming weeks. Initial findings from the inspection of reported issues on the display showed that they could be associated with impact on the top and bottom of the exposed areas of the hinge. There was also an instance where substances found inside the device affected the display performance. We will take measures to strengthen the display protection. We will also enhance the guidance on care and use of the display, including the protective layer, so that our customers get the most out of their Galaxy Fold. And then it goes on to say, we trust and value absolutely everyone who will give us money. We will receive your money in exchange for electronics because we're Samsung, and that's what we do, okay? Am I surprised? No, not really. Actually, I think this is a smart move. I think this is a good move. And this is coming from a guy who's actually been enjoying his experience to this point with the Galaxy Fold. That's me, of course. You saw about 1 billion videos on it. It's exciting, all right? I'm not going to get away from that. It is what it is. It's exciting. It's different. That's what we're looking for in a tech space. You're in search of this constant improvement. Sometimes that improvement comes at a cost, and this is an example of that cost. Now, what do I think Samsung can really do in a couple of months to go back and revamp? What can they do? Can they actually change the screen construction? Can they improve the durability in a short period of time while still getting this thing out into the world? I don't know. I don't think so. Not too much. I don't think there's all that much that can be done about it. I mean, when I first touched this display, I knew immediately that it was going to be a different experience. I knew it was softer. It had the hinge crease in the middle. It folds in on itself in order to protect that display. I wasn't thinking Gorilla Glass. I wasn't thinking durability. Durability did not come across to me at any point interacting with that particular device. So I just thought that was going to be life with the Galaxy Fold. But then when the stories broke and the disaster struck and these things were showing up looking not so great on social media with the bleeding ink and so on, it became apparent to me at that time that this was a bigger deal than I had initially interpreted. Like, again, based on my own experience, not having experienced what they had experienced, but not just the outcome, not just the images, but the whole media frenzy. See, this thing attracted so much attention. Go look at the view counts on the Galaxy Fold content. People are interested beyond belief, beyond even what I expected. And I think this speaks to the hunger in the tech space around the idea of new form factors. It's amazing. Whether you're a lover or a hater, you kind of had to look at this thing. You had to see it. Whether you were wishing for it to fail or you wanted it to succeed, you still had to come check it out. And that's part of the reason why making videos about it was so exciting to do. But now we're in this boat where Samsung has to kind of just take the foot off the gas, like I said earlier. They got to take a step back. Now, whether or not they can make these structural changes, that's the part that's up in the air. But they had to take a step back regardless. Because if you recall, a lot of the talk around some of the construction issues and the screen protector situation was relating to the warning that would-be customers would get about how to treat their Fold and what they should and shouldn't do, what their behavior should look like. Now, there was that post from the T-Mobile employee that showed that one warning on a clear sheet of plastic saying, there it is right there. The main screen includes a special protective layer. Peeling off the protective layer or using any adhesives on the main screen, such as screen protectors or stickers, may cause damage. So there was that, which wasn't in the reviewer boxes, but it was apparently in this T-Mobile employee's box. But maybe Samsung said, hey, that's not enough. Because, look at the outcome. The outcome, if someone doesn't see this message, is catastrophic. Their phone is dead. $2,000. We're dead. We got a refund. The customer service disaster, fiasco that would take place afterwards would be a nightmare. So that's something they could do in a short period of time. They could change the warning. It could be orange. I talked about this in a previous video. Bright orange, black font. After removing this sticker, remove nothing else. Never remove anything. I don't know what it's going to say. Some people still won't read or don't read. And then who are they going to hold accountable? This is a really tricky situation. I can't say that in the tech segment I've ever encountered a situation quite like this, where, at least in my experience, the device is okay until I potentially interact with it the wrong way, and then it's not okay anymore. It's this durability issue. And it's the consequences that matter. It's the scope. It's not like, oh, it stops working a little bit. It's like the thing doesn't function at all if you do this. So I don't know what type of warning is sufficient. It's almost like when you boot up the device, does there have to be an animation? Don't do this. Does there have to, maybe on the warning sheet, it has to have a URL. Go visit this URL before you do anything else with a bunch of skull emojis. Like, would that be enough? Then you go watch and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to. And even if you do that, are you going to feel comfortable as a customer spending $2,000 on something that needs this massive warning, this massive piece of paperwork or link or whatever it is that they could do? Are you going to feel healthy about that? How is your unboxing experience going to be? Your consumer confidence? High, low? I don't know. Probably not great. This is a tough situation, guys. I'm telling you. I put a tweet out, actually, on the Lou Later Twitter. I said, the bleeding edge always bleeds. I believe that. I don't think you get to approach difficult things, innovative ideas, without shedding some blood along the way. It's not easy if you're trying to trailblaze, you're trying to set a new path, especially in a segment and in a space where stuff has been so good for so long. I'm actually working on a video idea going over some of my history with tech items. And I went back and I looked at this list that I was putting together and I realized, man, we come a long way. The expectation now is so high. The caliber, the quality, so good, so solid. Our expectations are there now. We just expect things to work. And it better work for a while. Or else it's garbage as far as we're concerned. Like our standards. Oh my goodness gracious, man. It's pretty wild. As human beings, we're not impressed by anything. Like, for me to read the comments, I'm sitting here bending displays and to read the comments. Garbage. Hate it. iPhone. Samsung. I get what I want. Huh? It's my money. To do whatever I want. I spend my money. I expect perfection, Will. You understand? You see, that's the sentiment. I don't blame anyone. You can call those kind of shots in this segment right now. You get to do that as a customer. That's the benefit of progress. Things get better over time. They get better. But sometimes they got to get worse before they get better. That's where we're at with this fold right now. There's no solution. I'm telling you right now. You want to be folding displays, you're going to have durability issues. You got moving parts in a segment that hasn't dealt with moving parts in so long. So long. I mean, you remember the types of devices when parts did move. Flip phones. You drop that thing the wrong way, you're dead. You got problems. Razor, you don't want to drop your Motorola Razor on the concrete. Now maybe you had the Nokia 3310 like I did. Then the concrete was afraid. You know, that's the meme Willie do. The concrete was afraid of the Nokia. That's the revamp. But if you go over to the middle there, you can see the OG with the Snake game. Set records in that. Used to challenge kids. In the what was it, grade 8, I think I got that. Grade 8, what are you, 12, 13 years old? It was fresh. A lot of people didn't have cell phones. I begged my parents. I said, it's okay. You got to let me have this. Text people with the number pad. It was terrible. But I lived that life. Anyway, the meme is well known. Everyone knows that thing was super rugged. But again, it was a slab. It didn't have moving parts. Where a lot of phones of that era, they did flip or twist or they moved a little bit and they were less durable than that was because it was just a chunk. It was a brick. Much like the smartphones of today, you know, what we're used to and what we like. These solid state devices. This transition is going to be hard. I have to say, from a personal standpoint, having carried this around, talked to regular humans about it, I'm talking about the fold, that is. When you see people get excited by technology, you kind of want to encourage that sentiment. You want to encourage that exploratory mindset. Like, wow, show me that new form factor. Let me check it out. You want to encourage that. But at what cost? You see, like, I don't mind being on the bleeding edge, even with the potential side effect of doing so. I don't mind that. I understand that risk. But do I want to recommend that risk to other people? You got to remember, in this thing where everybody's coming at me, trust me, people are coming at me. And they're like, Lou, you're the biggest, what are you, in love with this fold? Is that it? Lou, are you crazy? It's $2,000 you're telling people they need this? I never told anyone they need this. Along the way, I'm making multiple videos about a thing that's compelling to me, that got me motivated, as it would you if you were in this seat. Ask yourself. If you look at slab after slab after slab, and then all of a sudden some folding OLED comes in front of you, you're not going to make a bunch of videos. You're not going to be like, that's weird. That's different. I'm going to check that out. That's not going to be you. You would do it. Anyone would. That's what makes for compelling stuff. Compelling stuff in the street with people asking makes for compelling videos. Makes for compelling view counts. Take a look. Go do the math. Look at the analytics. I mean, I'm not making it up. You guys are the ones that watch it. Lovers, haters, the whole boat. Will's got the list up right now. What do we got? Galaxy Fold unboxing, 14 million views, 1 week. Galaxy Fold versus flagship smartphones, 1.3 million views, 6 days. Gaming on the Galaxy Fold, 3.1 million views, 4 days. Folding the Samsung Galaxy Fold 1,000 times, 2.5 million views, 3 days. Samsung Galaxy Fold, what about cases? 2.6 million views, 2 days. Oh, and then move on to some sort of wacky Bose Bluetooth speaker. Yesterday, 1 million views. Day before that, it was the LG with the crazy hand interaction, 1.4 million views. You tell me what the interest is about. I'm not making this up. I stare at this stuff. I know what's going on. I live in this stuff. I know what's happening. Now, your criticism is going to be, well, you're just making these videos because people want to see them. Yeah, I think so. No, I'll make videos that people don't want to see. That'd be a hell of a business plan. Hey, Will, come in here. Will, I got a great idea. Let's try our best to make videos people don't want. No one wants to see him. You would call up the insane asylum. You say, come collect this man. We got to save this channel from this guy. Put him in a straitjacket. That's what he would say, because Willie Doozy's a smart guy. He wants to have a place to go on the weekdays. You know? He can't just be hanging out with Otis all the time. It's rough out there. He's got to come in, he chats, he talks to Kirk, whatever. He's got to have something to do, so we got to make videos that people might want to see. Because generally, if people want to see it, it's a reflection of how people are behaving in real life. Out in the street, real humans have those questions. Then they gravitate towards the web, looking for answers, looking for content. That's the business that we're in. So we can track interest that way. And people are interested in this fold, no matter what you say, no matter which brand you're affiliated with or loyal to, people are interested in the fold. And now we're here. And this thing is delayed. And there's no release date. And it may never make it into the world. I hope that's not the case. But it may never match people's criteria or expectations. And I know this from having used it. And I think that says more about people's expectations than it does about the particular product. People's expectations are just so high right now, and smartphones are just so good. You know, people want to come at me on Twitter and be like, Lou, you don't understand. You don't understand Apple. You don't understand iPhone. I used every single iPhone since the first one. Actually, I couldn't get the first one. The first one, because I was in Toronto, and it actually didn't launch here right away. But the iPhone 3G, I was on it, man. I knew it, how revolutionary it was. I knew everything was changing at that moment. I've been in this game with iPhones and Apple stuff even before that. So people want to come out and say, I don't get it. Oh, I get it. iPhones are very good. I don't have a problem saying that. I also don't have a problem saying that Samsung phones are very good. Or OnePlus devices, which I recommended, cost to performance ratio. I don't mind. The better that all these brands do, the better for you, the customer, the better for me, the content creator. The more to talk about, the more option. The more comprehensive the conversation can become. You really think I want one brand to win? Please, stop it. Yeah, that would be really great for my channel. One smartphone company to rule them all. That'll go well. Hey, another reason Willie Doo's going to call up the insane asylum. Lou thinks it's a good idea for one brand to prevail. That's why you get these people out there that they do have a mandate and all their coverage is only in one direction or only covering one particular subject. And you wonder how sustainable that is. Because things move. It flows. Technology, it flows up, down. Something's hot, something's not. Sometimes you got to just cast something out there. You got to take a chance. Sometimes you got to bleed if you want to be on the bleeding edge. And that's what it is with the Samsung Galaxy Fold. And that's where we're at. I think it's going to take a while, to be honest. I don't think this thing's going to come out anytime soon. And even when it does to the public, I don't think it's going to have enough of an alteration to satisfy those that are already skeptical. If you're already skeptical, I don't think this is the product for you. I don't think you should buy this. I said it before, I'll say it again. Don't rush out and get this thing. It's not for you. It's for the people who are comfortable with a whole new form factor and all the potential drawbacks that come with that in exchange for the potential benefits. If that transaction doesn't make sense to you, if you're looking for cost to performance ratio, it ain't here. It's not going to be here, even if they're able to do something to change this screen protector situation, which I don't think is going to be a major change. I think what you're going to see is some retail packages with bigger, better warnings, and it's going to be up to the individual. It's going to be up to the customer at that point. And even there, I still hope this thing happens. Because anytime I see something ambitious like this, I want to be a part of the solution. I'm not trying to pile onto the problem. I don't care what badge is on this phone. I want to see stuff that compels me. I want to wake up in the morning, get in here. I want to say, whoa. I want to say, wow. I want to be surprised. And I think you do too. So let's give a little bit of respect here for that aspect alone. It's not rest in peace yet, but it's best wishes to Samsung, the Galaxy Fold, the future of smartphones and computing. We're going to see what happens. But I would like to encourage Samsung to keep after it, keep going. All right, this ain't it yet, but it will be one day. So don't let a couple of broken devices get you down. But remember, as a customer, it's different. I get it. I'm not telling you to go pre-order this. Never was doing that. So don't take this as a recommendation. Just take it for what it is. It's a cutting edge product for a cutting edge type of customer, and that's it. And that's going to be it for a while.